Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales. These are the adventures of The Rookies, a curated actual play of the tabletop role-playing game Masks, a new generation from Magpie Publishing. Previously on Tavern Tales, dinner is done, but Alejandra isn't done with Terry. It's time for Horse.
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
Those are your red ones. You got a lot of red ones there. So, like, no one else has influence over you?
Nope. No.
Wow.
Because a lot of us took it away, right?
Yeah.
Not really it.
Because we were pissed at him, remember?
Or she took it away.
Yeah.
Shit went down a while ago. Anyways, yes. So I cleared the condition. Anyone else want to help me out? Yeah. No?
That's what needed to happen, right?
I know, but I was going to shift my label the same.
Oh, you want to shift your labels.
All I can do is provoke you. I don't know that would really help you.
No,
Provoking does not.
you need to have
support.
influence over Terry in order to try to
Right.
influence
That
Terry
would-
and shift his labels. And since no one else does,
I've done what I can.
no one else can. So
to the dice now.
But we can do team stuff.
We only have one team in the
there's
pool, though.
one team left in the pool.
If she
So
does
if you would like to roll your Unleash Your Powers.
I believe in you, Chelsea.
Are you giving negative voodoo or...
Oh, totally. He has it
Is
on
this
Snake Eyes
considered
right
to
now.
be a battle with a dangerous foe?
Am I
No.
directly engaging
This is-
a threat right now?
No.
Damn it.
This
doing
is
parkour.
Unleash Your Powers.
I know. I was trying to not use that one because
I know.
Use freak.
I know.
This is going to go so badly. Please, 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 please.
Oh!
So
What
you
do
have a
add?
6 total here.
But I
And-
minus 2 for freak.
And your freak lowers you by 2.
Oh,
So you
shoot.
are now sitting at a 4.
We don't have enough team in the pool.
And there is one team in the pool.
But that only take it to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I need a 7.
You need a 7, and there's no way to get it there. So you fail. You mark potential.
I blast Alejandra with one of the bursts.
Sure. And Alejandra claims the sword.
And her date.
Oh, no.
Can't I tell her that she has to, like, make the trick as well? Because isn't that, like, aren't we both on the last letter? So that means she has to...
She does the trick and succeeds. But would you like to attempt to, like, do something to her, provoke her or whatnot, so that they can err in their attempt of it? I guess I would allow for that, or somebody here to try to provoke Alejandra so that they err in their endeavor, because they will succeed otherwise. There is one person here of whom Alejandra is susceptible to their words because they took a +1 against them. So, since they are, and I mean, Alejandra is susceptible to your words because you're cousins. So, you or Solarian could both attempt to provoke Alejandra into failing and continuing this.
I am going to bring up Alejandra's ex in front of Solarian. And it ended poorly, is what I'm thinking. I see you moved on really quick from Jean-Luc.
Why are you talking about Jean-Luc? I am in the middle of the thing right now. We will talk about Jean-Luc afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, that must be pretty embarrassing for you since
Just
you
shut
dumped
up.
you. Yeah, you should have been
All right,
there.
roll.
Oh, there you go.
All right. What are you going to provoke? This is roll plus superior.
So 10.
Okay.
Of course, now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have any conditions now, right? You're clear
Yeah.
of conditions? Excellent. So with a 10, it's an NPC. So they rise to the bait and do what you want. And so they will talk about Jean-Luc instead and get distracted in a moment and fail in the horse. And then say, well, okay, we must do it again. I have failed. You have failed. attempt it again? Because you know I will succeed.
Like you succeeded this time?
If you had not brought up Jean-Luc, I would have been fine. Jean-Luc was not half the man you are, Solarian. I will,
Yeah,
I will
he dumped her.
I will prove to you on the date.
Okay. I just don't want to fail again.
Don't, Kyle. Stop.
I can't waggle my fingers. If this works.
No! Oh my god! Chelsea! Don't waste
I pull it
rolls.
back. I pull it back.
Do it again.
Can't we just say I win?
No! It's 6 again.
All right.
Man.
So you failed
Sorry,
again, and the sword is lost.
Damn it, Solarian.
How is this my fault?
You could have rolled that.
No, I can't.
You'll get it back. And the whip. We'll take care of that bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you end up. What does Terry eat and drink when he's sad and depressed? Wants some comfort food, even though his belly is full from a massive dinner.
I feel like he more like takes it out physically than he does eat his feelings.
Ooh. All right. Well, you have no conditions, thankfully. Oh, did you mark potential again? And your characters return to your room and prepare for sleeping the night away. And on your way back, your Aunt Cassie is standing there. Kind of looks like she's been watching the whole thing unfold, too. Terry, not other Terry.
it's okay. I'm XP.
Is that an app?
I mean, technically, I guess.
A word with you, Terry, if I could.
Yeah.
She walks with you back up to your room. Your friends are there. She says, you didn't need it, you know. It's a crutch.
What, the sword?
You're more than a De La Vega.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, how do I say this? You're really good at using the tools around you to succeed in the moment. I wouldn't worry about a sharp stick.
Thanks, Aunt.
Just goes to show the foolishness of my granddaughter, that she puts so much weight and worth into these things when you're more than that. I expect big things from all of you in taking down the general. Big things to come. Anybody want a churro?
George just like takes one.
I stole a bunch from the kitchen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cassie, you haven't changed.
They're so warm.
And so, yeah, we have a little cutscene there where Alejandra is standing there with the whip in one hand and the sword in the other. And the rest of you are trying to comfort Terry, who, I mean, he has no conditions. So it's not like, he's okay. I mean, unless you want to apply a condition to yourself. But there's a cutscene. The last page of the comic book is actually Aunt Cassie talking to Alejandra. And she says, so did you get it? And Alejandra says, yes, I did, grandmother. I got it. Good.
What an asshole.
And Cassie.
But that's the page of that comic book. So the five of you are gathered and have an opportunity to talk and set up what you need to do to get out of town. And so the next panel we see, it's a new cover for a comic book, and it is the five of you in a car on the road driving in various states or whatever. So what does the car look like? We'll start with Chelsea. What does the car look like, and what's everybody doing?
So on the cover, Terry is holding the door of the car open, and you see him gesturing, and like,
Car's driving. It's what type of vehicle are you driving
Oh.
in? How are you driving it?
am I driving it?
Yeah, you're driving, aren't you?
It's your car.
Yes, yeah. I'm just used to having a driver. Yeah, so it is a Plymouth turbo van. It's a
Really?
70s van. Yeah, they're cool and they're turboed. And
Okay.
it's like a soccer mom van with carpeted dash, but the thing is fast and it can smoke pretty much any other car that it comes across. It came from the manufacturer turboed. Little side note for those people out there that know
Aaron's
anything.
Googling it.
I am Googling it.
It is an actual thing.
I nailed it.
It is a blue, like a light blue.
Does it have any scratches or damage to it? It is from the 70s.
You can see that it's been fixed in the back bumper because there was a big ding in it and it's been kind of patched.
Because it's a big-ass van, and therefore not really easy to see all of the inhabitants inside, the front cover is actually... The van's been pulled over on the side of the road, and there's like cop car lights in there, and everybody's outside the van, and the cops are talking. So, what does Terry look like in this instance?
Terry is sitting on the top of his van with his legs crossed and his arms crossed, looking down at the cop, and he looks like he's saying nope.
Okay.
You and cops. Jeez. Yeah, George like has his like hands on the hood of the van, just like spread, just like
Legs spread too?
Yeah.
Like he's
yeah,
okay.
just being fully
head down?
compliant. Yeah, just like,
Cool. What about Solarian? Where's Solarian here?
He's standing outside with everyone else reading Cosmo because
Obviously not paying any attention to what's happening with the police and whatnot, right? He's
But
just,
maybe it was dating advice for.
that's why I was reading.
Sure,
That's
what-
why I was reading Cosmo because for the dating advice.
just ignoring the cops and everything else around him.
Bo is just like head in hands and standing there as a cop is trying to talk to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Shame.
And XPay?
XPay is trying to get into the cop car because they want to understand the functionality of the sirens and the lights.
You're getting in the cop car?
Yeah, so you see XPay like trying to open the door and a cop's probably like trying to...
Okay, yeah, off to one side, opening the door and climbing in.
Yep. Curious.
Cool. That's the cover. And inside the comic book, we open up and it's that night at Terry Chase's house. And you're all sitting there in the dark and everyone's got a flashlight and they're shining flashlights on their faces in this opening panel. And what do? You're all kitted out for sleep.
and you see the word bubble above George, and it's like, it was wrapping paper, because he's telling a really stupid ghost story. And he looks really excited, and everyone else does not look into it at all.
I'm going to say that Adora is in an oversized t-shirt that she found somewhere inside of Terry Chase's closet because his whole family is tiny. It was just bought by accident. And it says on it, touching is good or something like that, like across the boobs.
XPay is on their internal internet trying to search because they're trying to learn what's going on and the new things that are happening. And so XPay is like half listening to the story that's being told, but they're really not interested. And so they're browsing the web. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Terry is listening to George, but he's sitting there with like a bemused look on his face. Like more funny than scary.
Cool. Solarian, you hear a slow hiss, but you're not sure where it's coming from.
So I hear this hiss. I guess I look around.
Sure.
I look around to see where it's coming from.
You cannot find where it's coming from. Sorry, it's really just color.
Oh, okay.
George completely failed at blowing up all of the inflatable mattresses,
right.
and they're all slowly leaking. And I was just trying to draw back to that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what's Solarian up to?
He's just laying back on his now slowly deflating mattress, looking up at the ceiling. Now screwed because
Okay.
he's got a date coming up.
Yep. What are you looking up on the internet?
I'm looking up why there's so many different varieties of potatoes.
Okay, that's cool.
Adora is very sad. The hopelessness has overtaken her because of the prospect of Solarian going on a date with Alejandra.
Yeah.
Don't you guys get it? Wrapping paper.
No?
Huh? Oh,
George, that has got to be one of the least scary stories I have ever heard.
that's the point. It's not scary. It's funny.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Ha! I win.
Oh, I know what we can do.
What?
No, that's not going to be good for...
Oh.
Sorry, I was thinking of watching like Star Wars, but that'd
Yes!
be terrible for you.
They all sit
turn
in
it
front of a
on.
TV and watch Star Wars. Yeah.
I mean, you watched Star Wars after Star Wars.
Can we have a lightsaber fight? And he grabs, I don't know, something in your room.
Put those down. No
Oh.
more breaking things.
Fair. Okay. I just really like the movie.
so this wasn't the one with do or do not. I'm sorry, it's the next one.
There's more?
We are not watching all the Star Wars movies tonight.
Why not?
I just forgot.
Because we have to be somewhere tomorrow. We should be sleeping.
I could sleep in the car.
Do you know where you're going?
No,
Oh, we should look that up.
Do you know what you're taking?
no. We should probably figure out where we're going and what we're taking.
You're all sitting here like, I don't know what to do.
Teenagers.
I'm
We're
like,
just
right. There's no real leader of the group
Yeah.
to be like coordinating, like, let's go and proceed these in the fight. You're like, I'll lead. Then the fight ends. You're like, all right, fuckers, get out of my life.
I figured I wasn't going to be much of a leader because I just lost to Alejandra. But I can.
That only matters to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So why would I speak up right now? But that's okay. So Terry goes to his desk and he turns on his monitor so that he can Google where the things are. Changing my dice so they're not
I'm
terrible.
just being kind. Like, We let the dice tell us how the story was going to unfold. I wanted you to win,
I did too.
and the dice said no.
Said no.
Also, it's suffering is fun.
No, it's not. So Terry Googles he just puts in what's the name of the place again? The perfect child. Yeah, he puts in
There's
perfect.
no perfect child out there. There's no perfect child. You have the coordinates though from Jeb.
So I can't find perfect child.
Of course you can't. Why would they want you to find it? Jeb gave me the coordinates. I have it in my internal mapping system.
What?
Yeah, I'm growing and learning. I had the interweb, and now I have
mapping system.
GPS built into you.
GPS.
You're like Terry Chase's freaking house.
All of a sudden, there's new cool things inside.
All right, cool. It's fine. When you pull it up, you find the location, you know where it is, what roads you have to take and the directions to get there. And you pull up a picture that you can show everybody of a sign. And it's this big, painted on a piece of wood, huge sign on the side of the road leading up to this camp location. That's what you find.
We're going to summer camp, guys.
God damn it.
It appears that the location is Camp or Ghosts Books.
Org off the books?
Camp Org off the book.
Isn't that where you're from, Adora?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, Adora, what kind of climate is it, and what do we need to pack?
There's like trees and rocks and bushes, and I don't want to go there anymore.
Do they at least have good camp food?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. Lots of sloppy joes.
Oh, yeah.
It blew up.
I mean, there's no food anymore, but
Oh.
when I was there, it was fine that I remember.
Terry, we got to remember to pack leftovers from dinner.
Yeah, we should make lunches and then get snacks.
Okay, so we're gonna go to this camp. We should probably bring some stuff like snacks so George doesn't eat the van.
Whoa, that was mean.
Yeah, rude. I thought we were cool, man.
We are cool. I'm bringing mashed potatoes.
Can I have some? Like on the not right now, but later.
Yes.
So excited.
Like, he basically said he was never going to have mashed potatoes ever again
You
until you
approached
said
me
he
so
could.
well.
So we need food. Should probably, pack some sort of recon stuff. I probably have something.
First aid
here.
kit for you.
Oh, I thought you guys were good too.
Solarian doesn't bleed. XP doesn't bleed. I rarely bleed. George is too fast to bleed.
I bleed, but I get what you're saying.
You just see he gets actually quite upset.
I'm just trying to think ahead of you getting stabbed or something.
Yeah, why don't you just point it out? I'm not a superhero.
Whoa, I wasn't even trying to provoke you.
You're super.
Did.
I was just trying to be thoughtful in case you start bleeding everywhere and get a nosebleed.
All right, there's a montage of George and XP going downstairs to the pantry to get stuff. And the next panel is Solarian and Bo bringing all the weird shit that the two of them took out of the pantry and putting it back and taking the other things. And Solarian saying,
This seems counterproductive.
and if you paid attention to the panel, you could see that XP has gathered up things like cornstarch,
Yeah.
cacao powder,
Yeah. Table salt. Flour. All the things you need to make a cake.
yeah,
A couple raw eggs.
frozen Cornish game hens. And George has like 6 boxes of instant mashed potatoes.
I'm craving.
I'm not going to return those. I won't take away his joy.
Well, you bring back a few of them. There's no need.
You don't
Not
need
all of them.
George levels. Terry's getting a box of first aid equipment from the bathroom and just like wiping away a tiny tear in the corner of his eye.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get you like body armor.
Is what you say to Solarian about Terry while in the pantry so that you're not further provoking your friend. XP is packing up clothes from the closet into a duffel bag until Terry comes along and corrects XP. It's like, we don't need 11 pairs of pants sort of thing. And you're all packed and you sleep from what you could sleep just to move things forward so that you're in the car driving out. Terry's driving, just got his license this year. The other 4 of you are situated where, and is it, in fact, the same van that was on the cover of the magazine? Because it might not be. It could be a completely different vehicle.
Oh, good point. Totally is that van.
Okay, cool. So light blue, turbo, van. Who's sitting where?
Is there like a row of seats in the back? Like, is it, or is it?
Yeah,
I just want to know the setup. Okay.
there's 2 rows of seats. Yeah, one of them's folded down. Or
fit all the
taken
stuff?
out, not folded down. So we could put stuff.
The front row, the middle row, and the back row.
2 rows and then a driver passenger row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's everybody sitting?
XP argues to sit in the front because they have where they're going.
Did anybody else even try to sit in the front?
No.
That's all you, XP.
Why would you just let me sit in the front, guys? I
You didn't even have to call shotgun.
don't know what that means.
I'm waiting till Solarian sits.
Oh, okay. You don't get in the vehicle till Solarian does. Where do you sit, Solarian?
I will sit in the back.
Very back?
Very back.
I'm sitting in the back.
Of
I guess George is in the middle then. He's not getting in that. Like in between them. He doesn't want to get in between them. Let them be. He's
All
going to
right.
sit in the middle seat by himself. He's good
That's
with
cool.
that.
I can picture that. And you have like a big pile of like sleeping bags and tents and food stuff, like a couple of coolers full of food. And Terry's mom is standing there at the front as you're driving away. And she says, "Have fun. So exciting."
What did you tell
1950s.
her?
Now we're going on a road trip.
Oh.
Guess that's not untrue.
Exactly.
And Solarian, did you have to call your folks to let them know you would not be home?
Nope.
There you go. Just astral projection.
Yeah, they're omnipresent.
Okay.
They know.
How about you there, George? Did you tell anybody where you're going? No?
No.
That's right.
My parents are dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, in this present, they're dead.
Yeah.
But in your present, they're not.
True.
So the mom is standing there at the door and waving goodbye. Your siblings are also standing there looking bored, like, why can't we come? Sort of thing. And you can see Aunt Cassie is standing there in the living room window, and Alejandra is standing there next to her as you peel out and drive away. It is a 3-hour drive to Camp Orgotha Books.
So what's next? Do we want to open up first? He's got the one cooler like next to him and stuff.
Pulled a cooler from the back into the seat.
Into the seat. And he's in the middle and he's going to distribute. That's his role in the car.
Okay.
He's decided for himself.
Okay, so George is eating snacks
Yeah.
from the George's snack cooler.
I'm sharing. Who wants
Nobody wants anything.
more for George?
So when we get there, Jeb mentioned something about finding some sort of technology, right?
That is correct. We have to try and find some sort of technology or form of hard drive, which in the middle of trees sounds like a pretty simple task.
Things might be burnt down. It might be a little hard.
Okay, so Adora, you're the one that knows the layout the most, right?
It's been a few years, but sure.
Do you know how to get to wherever the main hall would have been?
We'll have to see what it looks like when we get there, but I can try.
Okay, just trying to plan.
Adora has continued to mention subtly a few things. Perhaps one of you could act on that subtle mentioning and more directly question Adora, who has been there before and has said things like, "There was a fire."
It burnt down.
Adora, you mentioned that there is a fire?
Yeah, so me and the other campers, we all escaped one night and burnt the place to the ground. You know, as you do when you're escaping an organization that is experimenting on you.
Oh, so this is not like a summer camp. This is like a government facility camp sort of thing.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, that makes way more sense now. So you burnt it down. Alrighty then. That might be harder to find stuff.
It sounds similar to the facility that I was from. Does that make us siblings?
I would like that XP.
Oh,
I would like that too.
Cute.
I think since we've said it, it should just be so.
So we need to, and like I'm like trying to like talk to you, but you're like in the front seat and I'm in the back, like the very back, and I'm like, so usually when you're siblings, you give each other friendship bracelets. Who are not actually related, friendship bracelets, and we have to have a secret handshake.
I look forward to both of those things, but I feel like we need to be outside to make the secret handshake.
It's very true.
But I will get started on the bracelet.
Oh, and nicknames too. That's also a thing.
What is the point of a nickname when I already have a name?
You do have a name, but a nickname evokes fondness.
Interesting.
Like XP.
XP is part of my name.
XP is a shortening version of your full name. It's a nickname.
Interesting. Does that mean I can call you A?
Sometimes it's a longer version or another name. Sometimes it's a short version. It's really just something that we're both comfortable with, because you don't want to call somebody by a name they're not comfortable with.
I will have to think on this.
XP, where am I supposed to turn next?
And you arrive.
Terry drives up on this windy road to the camp, because like you go through the camp sign and it's this little windy road.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to the center of what he assumed where there was buildings, because she said they burnt everything down. So he parks in this like blackened area.
It could be not burned down now. I don't know. I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
What do we see?
You pull over and there used to be a main lodge here, as you were just describing, and there's just big black ruins, but it's not like nothing is there. It's ruins, right? All burned down and whatnot. And you pull over. It's only 3 hours. You left in the middle of the morning, right? Everybody got up pretty reasonably. George is pretty lazy about getting up in the morning, so
Whoa.
I'd say you got there for like 11 o'clock, just before second breakfast, I guess George is calling for.
So is there anything that's not burnt down that we can like set up in, or?
I look around. I assess the situation.
You guys give a look around. There was one main building and there were many other subsidiary buildings as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you drove up, I'm guessing therefore you also passed a closed permanently note on the board as you drove up. You had to like break through a gate in order to get in here because it was all locked up and closed off. And there were paths that you remember walking down to get to the campers' lodges, and perhaps some of those lodges were not destroyed as well.
Yeah, there's some cabins that were a little bit deeper in the woods that we could definitely check out.
Cool. Well, should we go set all of our stuff there and then explore, I guess?
Sure.
Sweet. So Terry follows Adora to wherever these cabins are.
Yeah, I go down one of the paths of one of the cabins I used to stay in, but I'm like deeply uncomfortable here.
It was pick a color,
Purple.
pick an animal.
Jaguar.
Purple jaguars. This camp was not really well named for the environment and area you all are living in. Purple jaguar.
They just chose the cool animals, not the lame ones.
Yes, that one was destroyed. That building doesn't even look like it existed or is even there any longer. But there was a field right there as well where you could set up your camps. It's nice and flat. You can put your tents there and whatnot too. And just down the way, around the corner, couple of trees, there was another building, and it still seems to be standing. And that was
Blue.
Squirrel. Blue squirrels.
Camp Blue Squirrel. That building still seems to be standing and is upright. So what would you like to do?
Well, Adora, since this is the most sensitive, I guess, area for you, would you prefer the field or setting up in Blue Squirrel?
I'm just going to go into the building and see if
Door's
it's in any
locked.
sort of shape. Locks. I'm going to open the lock.
Locks. What locks?
Okay, sure.
Locks. What locks?
Yeah, you have super strength. Why don't you unleash your powers?
No. I got to sit.
Well, you failed.
Get them locks.
Would anyone like to spend this last team to help Adora break the lock?
Yeah, George is gonna help.
You're out of 7.
Go say I could just laser the door.
Laser.
Well,
Yeah.
with an unleash your powers. Yeah.
No, I have a laser from the spider.
Yeah. And then you would
Blast him.
that would be unleash your powers.
This one's a beacon move.
Okay, I need to tell you how it's temporary or I have to mark a condition, right?
So you're not going to mark a condition?
No.
All right. So the effect is temporary or unstable? Sure.
I've destabilized the house or the building. Unless you want to put
It's a
that
load
back.
bearing door.
And so you are able to open the door
Yeah.
and get in, but only 2 of you are able to get in the door because the door closes after you get in and locks again.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. Who's in with me?
I assume me because I was there helping you.
Yeah, so the rest of you all prowl around and explore the area and check to see there are a couple of other buildings that are nearby, because the 3 of you aren't just going to stand out there in the middle of nowhere. The 2 of you are in the building and you kind of wander around. It is a cabin, a camp lodge cabin. So it is basically a large room. There is a bathroom and a bunch of bunk beds. There is a locked maintenance door in this building, this lodge as well. and so you probably go to there first or quickly thereafter. But the other three of you outside, the wind changes, starts to blow down from the north. Like it's blowing from east to west before, and now it's blowing down north, and there's some hills to the north as well. And you can smell this it's almost like rotting smell coming from the north. The three of you smell it.
What is that smell?
I don't know. Maybe we should go find out.
Terry takes off at a light jog towards the smell.
All right, cool.
I would not go towards that smell, but that's you.
Solarian and XP follow?
Yeah.
All right. Do you jog or do you just...
No.
All right, so let Terry get way out ahead of you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your lesson?
Oh, I'll be right up there with Terry.
You have to protect a
You have two
Yeah.
lessons that might come in handy
Yeah.
today, just as a recall. Yeah, so the three of you proceed quickly forward and uncover, you crest a hill, and down in this valley is some sort of your first understanding of it would be like a big pile of garbage, like a garbage heap is what you initially first, but after looking at it a little longer, you realize that it is a gargantuan dead creature.
Ooh.
And it is leathery and scaly and has big bat wings and it's got a head with multiple eyes, and it is assuredly dead, burned in places. Big pieces of it have been cut away. It is laying there deceased and seems to have potentially been there for a while. And that is where the rotting smell is coming from. The two people in the lodge, you force open the door because I don't want to make you unleash your powers again. And as soon as you do, an alarm klaxon goes off. Alert. And that's where we'll end today's session. So, with alarms blaring and characters separated, don't put everything away just yet because we need to do our end of session moves.
Woohoo.
I'm going to say that I grew closer to the team.
Okay. How'd you go closer to the team?
I grew closer specifically with XP, even though as annoying it was having XP mimic me, I felt like I was also kind of almost not flattered, but it was like, oh, someone wants to mimic. And my thing is I want to prove myself to XP so that when XP mimicked me, it felt like XP wanted to be more part of my life.
Aw.
So
Nice. So what's your choice there? You're going to give influence to XP, and then what do you get to do?
I get to mark potential.
Nice. Solarian, did you grow closer to the team? Did you grow away from the team, or did you grow more into your image of yourself?
I grew closer to the team.
Okay. Who made you feel welcome?
I'm gonna say Adora did.
Nice.
Because she helped me ignore this bad lady until I decided to go on a date with her.
Adora, you already have influence over Solarian, so you get
I
to
do.
change his labels.
Okay, I think you're superior because you're so superior in my mind, and you're less dangerous.
Your danger has gone to -2. Your superior has gone to +1.
Wow.
Oh my god.
There you go.
For Nova.
Now, would you like to clear a condition or mark potential?
Mark potential.
Excellent. So you're up to 2 potential, and you have one thing that you need to actually buy on your character sheet next time you're available to do that. That's great. That's Solarian.
George grew closer to the team, and ironically, it was Terry. So we had a rough go at the beginning, but I think at the end, we kind of patched things up, and I felt welcome at his home and his family, and with Aunt Cassie kind of helped.
All right.
So
Give influence to George.
I already have.
Terry, change George's labels.
I am going to say George is less of danger, but more of a freak.
Yeah.
Nice, because he's so freaky.
Super freaky.
Super freaky.
Nice. And are you going to clear condition or mark potential?
Mark potential.
All right.
XP and I are now brothers from another experiment.
Yes. Give XP influence. That's amazing. And are you going to mark potential or clear condition?
I'm going to clear hopeless.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I
and
like
so
that.
what was it about XP that made you feel welcome?
I've been feeling abandoned for a while from XP because XP completely forgot me. And so just actually being treated like a human was enough to make me feel better. And then they went and said, we're siblings from experimentation. And I was like, I finally have a place with XP. And they haven't forgotten me, even though I don't know that they have forgotten me. So
I love that.
that was my thought.
Perfect. Last but not least,
I was going to say the exact same thing.
give influence to
You guys.
Bo.
Yay! I have influence on everybody.
Wow.
Well, and it's basically the same thing. Like, XP has always felt out of place with everyone. And so it's nice to hear that there's someone else that's been part of these experiments.
Yep.
And so it was a good connection. And XP has family now other than Jeb.
Aw.
I'm family.
That's awesome.
Howdy.
And are you going to mark potential, clear condition?
I'm a mark potential.
Love it.
I thought you were going to pick Terry because you were basically him all day.
I was like, in my head, I was going back and forth. But at the end, XP was like,
No,
I
that's
didn't
fair.
like being Terry.
That's
All right.
true.
But he appreciated what Terry goes through.
That's nice.
And that is the end of that session.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales.
A curated masks, a new generation game set in the superhero teenage world of Halcyon City.
Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.